another day, another stream. I am so sorry, you guys. I've not been on here in a few um in a few days on here, y'all. We all know how life gets, and like I said, there might be moments where I'm on here maybe every few days, but I'm back now, so I thought I would come in for a little bit and see what you guys are up to and see how everyone's doing. Sorry, my hair's getting so and it's making me nuts, especially with it being up. So I don't know. But that's just how I'm sitting now. Anyway, enough of that. Um, anyway, the same usual rundown as it usually is. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber or moderator who's been here before, welcome back. And also the same thing is the exact same as it's always been. Feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you get all of the latest updates from when I go live to when I post a video and all on here. And yeah, um hopefully everyone is staying safe out there. And also just to set a few things on here before I get into it. Please be sure for all the men in my comment section, please sure you guys are not trying to flirt with me whatsoever. I appreciate it very much because I mean I've gotten that and I've had that happening a little bit more. And so sorry my dad burped in the background, so mind that. And we all know how dads can get in the background. It's so funny. Anyway, yeah, and also just some other rules too is A, be respectful and to have fun. I do these live streams so we all can just we all can chat, catch up with the day, but also, we go a lot of us adults on here, or even us teens, we go through a bunch of things. Like some of us in here already got done with the school year, and some of us are still trying to get situated with us getting jobs, or some of us are trying to figure out how we're doing all of it, or we're just trying to do our very best to um just get through the day. Like y'all, I officially have a job, but also I mean, I've not like had my official first day yet because I'm still waiting to get kind of some of the paperwork stuff in, and that takes a little bit of time, which I'm not putting that on a rush timeline or anything. You know, I'm letting life do its course, but it gives me that last bit of time to really soak in the last half where um I mean, I'll be off for like 5 days out of my work week for right now, which is awesome. Because it's good to have days off, because if you're not, then you're swamped, you know? And so, Wyatt, welcome back. I think I know that you're returning, 'cause I just realized on top mid. How you doing? Um, Let me see here. Who else I saw in my chat? How did I say your name? Joint. There, I'm gonna call you that. Even I can read it, but it's easier to say. But joint, welcome. I can see you're new. Hey there, um, Pancake. I see you're new too, so welcome as well. And again, if you guys are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And which I could tell a good half of y'all when you're new. But I mean, of course, there's a couple times I'm having to double check because I get so many people in here each and every single day, and so it's always hard to keep count, which is normal. Because y'all, how many of us here would even think we would have the ability to keep track? Not me. Not me, but I love what I do. And so, um, how do Hey there, I can tell you that you're new, so welcome. Um, let's go, you guys. Late chat is just starting. Y'all feel free to ask whatever in the comment section. Just please be sure you are being respectful. It's just a friendly reminder because you never know. You never know who's watching and just trying to act like a fool of themselves, and I've seen that happen a bit. But I really, I really don't listen to trolls that much, y'all, and so I just act like I act like, okay, you're there for 2 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna talk to y'all as if I'm not even seeing that they're there. Excuse me, talking kind of fast too. So, um, Grayson, I can tell that you're new, so welcome as well. But yeah, so we're just chilling, hanging out, y'all. Y'all, let's go. 17 people in the chat. That is crazy, y'all. Now it's 14, but again, still pretty good. With everyone. I talk kind of fast here. Um, hey there, G2. I'll just say it that way because it's easier to pronounce you on that last part. I'm doing, I'm doing good. How about you, G2? I'm gonna call you that because it's just I'm not trying to be that person who butchers anybody's names. Okay, I'm not trying to be that person. That's why you kind of do. You go It's good to be safe than me trying to just act like I don't know how to pronounce your name. All right. But if some of you have names that aren't on here, let me know. So I'm not trying to say it wrong because I'm not trying to be that person. I really am. Um, Garth, welcome back. How are you doing? It's been a minute since you've been back, and I've been back too. But hopefully you're doing well. But yeah. And so, hopefully everyone in here is doing good. Though, call me humble. Okay, thank you for letting me know. See, that helps me out. So it helps me out so I'm not going like, am I looking at someone's name wrong? So thank you. I very appreciate it. Humble, I could tell that you're new, so welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. That's good though. But yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment. So nothing really much is happening over here. But yeah, we're just chilling. Y'all, let's go 6 people in the chat. That's crazy. Y'all keep those likes coming if you haven't done so already. Um, but yeah. Who's my okay. Okay, so make sure I wasn't missing a chat. And also I will give you guys kind of a little heads up. I do read everyone's comments head to toe. It's just I'm one of those people that goes, I talk for a couple minutes, read the chat, and then I go back, you know? This way I'm still talking with you guys, but I'm not trying to be that person who literally acts like no that y'all aren't, there. Because that would just be stupid of me to do that. And I'm not gonna be that person whatsoever. But if someone does say something, it might take me a second to look at it. Just totally normal. But okay, I think I did see another thing up here before I just read. Oh no, okay, it's right here. When is your next stream? Probably after today. It'll probably will be probably most likely Tuesday. Most likely. Because usually I go live about every other day, unless if things get chaotic. But other than that, my next live would be Tuesday after this live. Because I go every other, just so I still get a day to myself, but also, it's good to have a day off in between. Uh, everything. I mean, excuse me, I still do content. It's just one part of my content. I kind of give it a day off because, it's good to do it regardless. But yeah. But yeah. Anywho, well, let's go 5 people, 6 people now are liking. Let's go. That's crazy, y'all. Keep tapping that like button if you haven't already. But we're on a roll with that today. I will say that. So a big shout out to everyone who's been at it. So I very appreciate it. But yeah, so we're just chilling, hanging out at the moment. But yeah. Hmm. But yeah. So that's what's going on there though. But um yeah. So um huh. Anyway, hopefully everyone's data was good though overall. Because I mean my day was pretty good. All I did today was I relaxed a bunch today. Um talked with some of my friends and all that, which is usual. And I mean I also was having I think 2 or 3 of um of my typical epileptic side effect usual. Um for some of you that are new here, to kind of give you guys a little backstory. Um I am a 20-year epileptic survivor, and one thing about me is for at least a good couple of years or so, I have started to really notice I've started to get um decentable like I've started getting um side effects from the meds I take, but it's only just the side effects. It's not seizure based or anything. Which I will say, praise God that my meds do work though overall with it because that was the main reason, just to control my seizure activity from it being through the roof. And yeah. And so at one point when I first noticed it, I'm like, I'm gonna monitor it because I'm somebody who doesn't jump to conclusions right away because, it's not always good to jump to conclusions directly. It's more of like, hey, let me monitor this and see if this gets to a point where I should be concerned or I should, you know, go crazy at it, you know? And so, I think it was the beginning of the year or something like that. And I really was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? This year's gonna be the year that I talk with my doctor about it because y'all, since now I am finally in a job, I finally have a job now and all that. I really, because the thing is, y'all, when y'all are like me who literally have had a job for like the first time in their life, or even are trying to be in that starting process in their life of it happening, you know, I really want to try to have a lot of it at least somewhat manageable to where when I'm on the job and working for like 4.5 hours for 2 days a week, and I just don't want to try to have one of my episodes during work because I feel like if I did, I just don't want um the employees I work with, I just don't want them looking at me thinking, what the heck is wrong with you? And I just don't want them just thinking I should be concerned about all this when I know what's up with me. I have been used to it before. And for those of you that are wondering what side effects specifically it is, I get crazy headaches, not like migraines, but I just get really bad headaches from it. And then I also get dizzy episodes, aka dizzy spells. I like to use episodes because it's just more sensible to use. Um, and there's sometimes where it's both. Like I also kind of call it in phases too, because they kind of come in phases sometimes. Where, um, um, hang on, where sometimes it can either be I'm getting a bad headache from it, or I'm getting really dizzy from it, or both. Like, as an example, today I probably had maybe 2 to 3 dizzy spells today, at least, but within different time windows. And I hate when I get these, but like I said, right now I can't really do much about it at the moment. All I can really do about it is just sit down or lay down until it slows down, aka it takes its course. But with headaches, I only thing I can do about that is I can take a Motrin, a Tylenol, anything. Which I like taking Motrin because I don't know what it is, y'all. I just for me I feel like Motrin just works better for me at least. But all of us are so different when it comes to pain management and stuff like that. It's just you, but well, I'm talking fast. Calm down. But what matters the most is picking what you feel comfortable about doing. And so, um, yeah. So at least I've had a couple today, which I don't like when I get them, but all I can do about it is just take it one step at a time and just keep going. You know. But but I do go into, but I do have a regular annual checkup with my primary care physician on Tuesday, just for a normal checkup, making sure that I'm good on everything and all the things. And so, um, I'm I'm gonna because one of the things because when I and also one thing about me too is I also see a neurologist every year for my epilepsy to make sure that am I doing good on my seizure meds, or do I need to do some things to switch up it or find any situations for it, And so this year I went and addressed um and see what my doctor's thoughts were on it, and see if either switching meds or switching dosage. And y'all, I feel like if I were to do one of the two, either switching the meds completely or dosages, like switching it higher or um lowering it, y'all, the panic in my own fear is that my seizures can I just fear that I could end up relapsing. Cause some of you don't know this, but when I was a heck of a lot younger, that was when my seizures were way more active and way more on the go. But then I forgot the exact age, but at a good age point, at some point, like later down the road, it finally got to a point where it finally was a lot more stable to where it isn't as often, but also, I mean, I still get them, but it's not like constant. And it's also not been something to where I feel like it's like a touch and go situation. And so luckily it's been at a good manageable pace, but also it's the fact that also when I was almost 2 years old, I had to have brain surgery just to save my life and manage it as well. And so even some of the reasons too are from it as well, but also, it's crazy. But, you know, I really want to do the best I can to manage it in some kind of way where, you know, it doesn't affect my work life, but also it doesn't affect um even during the day too. And just, it's good to do whatever you can to manage at least some of your medical issues to where you can function and do things and feel like you have it at least somewhat manageable, you know? And so, anyway, Brooke, I can see that you're new, so welcome. Let me look at my other comments too, because I also saw a couple people were chatting in there too. But yeah, but um, yeah. So anyway, um, well, I live in the U.S. I'll answer that question off bat. But um, yeah, Annabelle, I can tell that you're new as well, so welcome. Let me see. I know you said something. You look like painting from Stray Kids. Hmm. Anyway, I'm gonna keep moving forward. DJ, welcome. How are you doing? But hopefully you're doing well. And so, but yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So um, yeah, we're just hanging out, y'all. So feel free to ask whatever. Just don't be inappropriate about it. Is all I do say about that. So just be respectful of one another, but also just all the things. Yes, y'all double tap the screen if y'all haven't, but also like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get all of the latest updates from when I post things that you might not want to miss. Um, Cardi, I can see that you're new, so welcome, and that's a cool name. Oh, just normal reality, I'll tell you that. God, look how crazy my hair is getting, y'all. But literally pretty crazy. Yeah. But yeah. But I mean, it's just kind of just the usual reality, you know? So, um, Turner, that's a cool name as well. Welcome. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Y'all, my hair's getting so long, honestly. Like, it's crazy. Like, right here, I mean, y'all can't really tell, really perspective wise, because I have it like this for a second, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, right now, like, I'll tell you, I've done really well for at least a good while of at least I think a couple years or so now at this point of letting my hair grow a good bit. Because I mean, I'm kind of wanting to try something different, but I don't know. I could be even. I don't know. I could be pretty soon. I don't know. I feel like eventually I might. Maybe I might, or even I don't know when, but I feel like one of these days I almost might chop it off just a little bit, just to where it's manageable, but nothing too extreme, but at least a good maybe a few inches, just to where it's easier. And I think but also y'all, it is getting there's been a couple times when I've went to sit down sometimes or lay back just normal and it's felt way weirder for some reason because of how long it's getting. And so it's like for example, like this is an example. Like if I'm just sitting like this completely and I gotta look down my head, literally. It's crazy. But it's just because of how long it's getting. And so, um, yeah. And so, yeah, and so it's been a lot more crazy and all the things. But yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so yeah, I might soon. Um, but yeah, I might pretty soon. I might soon eventually. Um, maybe I'll look into me cutting it a few inches off, at least a few inches off, but nothing to where it's like extreme. Like y'all, I mean, y'all should have honestly. I'll say this: some of y'all should have seen me in high school. Um, like each year was a lot different for me. Like freshman year, it was at so kind of just say to memorize all the rundown. Freshman year, it was at shoulder length at one point. Sophomore year, it was kind of like what it is right now, but not. It was just a little shorter than that. But when I was a sophomore, it was long. Junior year, I chopped it off, I think, to shoulder length, and then the beginning of my senior year, it was still growing. Um, it was still a little bit at shoulder length, but it was in the process of like growing, and at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grow it out and just see what it does. Cause at this point, you know, it's kind of sometimes it's good to try something different to see if you like it or not, or just see how it goes. You know, just to experiment. And so I've done pretty good about saying because I would be the person who, let's say I go, I'm gonna grow my hair out for who knows, because like I could tell a friend or somebody, and I would literally would be like, I'm literally gonna grow my hair out, and then next thing y'all know, within the next like couple months later, like 6 months later or so, I chop it off to where it was before that, you know? And so I've done pretty well. I mean, I mean, in my head, there's kind of been a few times I'm like, I really want to chop it off somewhat, but, you know, I'm not gonna do it. But I've convinced myself not. I mean, only times I've said, like, cutting wise would just to get a trim every now and then when needed, but nothing extreme. But that's like the only thing I did. And really the only thing that gets more like frequently cut are my bangs. Like, um, like my bangs weren't like they recently I would want to say maybe a couple weeks ago was when they got trimmed last, which is pretty good. And yeah, also a little bit um but for those that are new here though, um a little fun fact about me. I actually when I was a lot younger, actually I forgot what age, but I was like a kid though, like at some point during my childhood, a couple of times I actually had bangs at one point. So I'm pretty sure I was like 3 or 4, or even past, or even a little bit past 4 or 5 when I had bangs, but I don't remember the exact age they were cut off, or we just put them back. And then I was like, you know what? I think I was in middle school when I decided to put them back in place. And so, yeah, so sometime during middle school, I was like, you know what? It would be cool to have bangs again because I used to when I was a lot younger. And y'all, let me just say this: not every person, not every person, whether you're female or male, can pull off bangs. Like you would use to back then. But I'm just one of the typicals that still can pull it off even after years. After years of having them and just doing all of it. And so, um, but yeah, and it's actually kind of cool with me though, cause y'all, it gives me a part of my childhood in me back, but also I have parts of my childhood on me, but also my older now self at the same time, and it doesn't even look crazy whatsoever. Just all I just do is have my mom just thin them out when they get trimmed and all that, just to thin them out so they don't look huge and bulky and thick. Because fun fact, my hair is super thick. Like, I actually do need to put some of my in a little bit. I'll need to put like here in a little bit. I'm gonna need to put some of my detangling stuff I use in it because it's getting to that point where it's gonna need it just to help. Um, it looks smooth, but also it looked really good too. But I like doing that because it's helpful around here though. Um, but yeah, not every person's gonna be able to pull off things like somebody can. It just takes that one person to pull it off. Like me, I can pull it off, which is impressive for someone who's had it in their childhood. Like I said, it doesn't take anyone. I will just say that real quick. But yeah. So we're just hanging out at the moment. And if you guys here are new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber who's been here before, welcome back. You know what? Let me stand up now while I am saying that to you guys. So give me just a second. But hang on. And so, um, hair's so long, it's crazy. Show you guys. So for those of you that are wondering what product I use, um, I basically use well, this is actually new. It's the same. I'll show you. The actual thing I use is the Garnier um Fructis anti-humidity um smoothing milk, which is the detangler, and it's also a anti-frizz that's up to 24 hours. So this is also 24 hours up to frizz resistance. So, and y'all, my hair is one of those hair types where it also can frizz and static like crazy. Like, for example, in the winter, or if it just gets kind of cold around, it also literally does that to me. But also, I have this other stuff that I've started to use now, but also from my dad got it. So it's the same thing, but the only difference with this one, it's the Garnier Fructis New Slick and Shine Leave-In Conditioner. So it's the same thing, but just a different name for the rest of it, which is pretty cool. And this one actually has plant kurgan oil, um, kurgan plus argan oil, which argan oil is the original ingredient in the other thing I just showed you. And this one is an up to 3-day sleek for frizzy hair. And I can also use this wall dry or this state where it's half dry, half not. And so, um, but yeah, I'm gonna take this out just so, um, I gotta rebrush it. Oh, but I did see someone popped in here though. Paul, I can tell that you're new, so welcome. I'm like, I knew someone just came in here because I did just see the chat just start up. Anyway, but this is kind of what I do, though. By the way, for those of you that do wonder, um, with everything, is I do brush it a little bit, just so that way when I go to put it in, it's easier to. Well, A, it's easier to put in. My glasses are gonna come off in this for a few minutes, just so it's easier to put it back here, and it's not also getting on the side of the frames. So just mind that part of me for like 5 minutes. Well, technically 2 minutes. But what you do though is I shake this just a little bit. There we go. And you only pour about like almost like a quarter size in your hand. So you only really need almost the size of a full quarter, or even close to a quarter. And then you just put it on ends like if you would. But um, and then you just slap it on. That's what I just do, is I just slap it on, just put it in like if I were to rub it in. And sometimes I'm having to use more than one round of it. I'm having to use like maybe three because, like I said, when your hair is thick, you're having to use more than you actually are gonna have to use, regardless what instructions say. But also regardless of your own hair type, too, you know. So, and then, and even it's getting along to where I'm having to pick some of this hair up just to slap it to my ends because of how long it's getting as well. So it's also getting crazy to do by the minute sometimes. That, like, I'm having to pick it up like I'm having to pick it up kind of like if I'm having to put my hair in a ponytail. So yeah, so don't be too much alarmed by it. Let me do it now. But now what I do is I will grab my brush and rebrush it. Just so that way all of it gets in there and works its magic. Like, and even I notice, like, brushing my hair, I only can really go like halfway at this point because of how long it's getting, and I am due for this to get like a trim pretty soon. Because at this point, I've only have cut it like my hair, only if I was gonna trim it or if I was gonna like majorly chop it off. But other than that, I only would cut it if I was gonna do like my bangs. And then just like that, I am gonna tie it back. So dark. And just like that, we're back at it. I'm just gonna brush it just a little more. And just like that, we're gonna go. And then grab my glasses. And just like that, we are good to go. And all that. And I mean I do love this stuff because not only like I said, not only it's a 24-hour frizz resistant with One, which they're both the same thing, but they're just two different bottle sizes, but also different instructions for it. But this stuff though works so good for my hair at least because I also get kind of tangly hair occasionally and makes me nuts, and it's good to give your hair at least a little bit of attention, you know, because y'all it's good to get all that squared out, you know, and not just be like, oh, I'm gonna leave it to go. Yeah. And it just, like I said, it just helps it out a bunch. And you can kind of see some of it looking. I mean, it's because it's getting close to where it's actually showing it, but yeah, like you can, except these ends are not gonna look at that. But other than that, that's what it shows. But yeah, let's see here. Or I see that I think you're new as well. So welcome. Um, do you like PTV? Or so. Honestly, to answer your question, I don't know. I am so rich. I am. Hey, I am so rich. Become my girlfriend. I will take. Person. Okay, it's just me. I'm gonna do this to. Okay, person, you're gonna get it from me like the first time today, so it's gonna be a shock for everyone. Here's the veil. Or sleeping with the sirens. mm, I don't know. Hey there. I never see. Anyway, that's what's going on there, though. We're gonna keep having some fun, y'all. Not let any incoming hate disturb us whatsoever. And right now, I'm playing victim because it's just me, and so that's just great. But yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, that's what we're doing at the very moment, though. But yeah, what it? Oh, that's a good. Looky there, someone popped in a question for the chat. Um. Oh, that's a hard one because oh gosh, probably out of all songs I've listened to, it's I'll probably say Nobody Compares by One Direction. Yo, if anyone in this chat has not even listened to One Direction, even though they're no longer a band, oh, their stuff is good regardless. Even if, even if they're not a band anymore, it's still good. They have a lot of good stuff, like A Direction for Life. And I don't care what comments do about it regardless. But it is so good. No, but yeah, it's like one of my favorites. Um, yeah, but anyway, how do I see your name? Sorry. Oh, and look at the chat. Do I hang on. Yes, I am from the US there. Cameron. That's a cool name. Um, that's to answer your question. Do I know any K-pop groups? I don't think so that I'm aware of. Um, what's your favorite? Oh, you're about to again. You're gonna get me hard on mine. Um, Darft. I'm gonna say your name that way because it's hard to say, but we're gonna say it close as I can to without butchering it. To answer your question off bat, probably my favorite artist would be Nahorn. He is so good, y'all. I can't even. Which I'm a girl for life of him, honestly. Um, and so I just remember to pull. We're gonna pull this straight up. And so that's cool. Um, BTS. Oh yeah, BTS is cool. I mean, I've listened to maybe one or two songs from BTS, but not like a whole bunch from them though. And so, but yeah. Look, I am a grad. I'll just tell you this, I don't go to school. I am basically a 2-year high school graduate. So literally I graduated 2 years ago as of May 17th. And so I'm basically 20 right now. I'm just an adult going into the actual adult world. And yeah, look how good this hair looks, I'll tell you what I mean. You know, my splints, we're gonna mind that. Yeah, they're gonna need to do because they're crazy looking down there. But yeah, so um, good job, thanks. I appreciate it. You're in Dre. What toys? Yeah. Yep, early 20s. Yeah, I'm almost 21. Just chaotically. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about. Like, I can't believe in the next like 5 months I'll be 21. Like, how? Yo, I thought 20 was terrifying. I don't know if I should even be terrified at 21 or yeah. Cause y'all, fun fact, my boyfriend who I'm dating right now, he'll be turning we'll both be the same age in like the next month. So literally as of June 27th. For 4 months, then I'm 21. Ah, I can't even think how terrifying that is gonna be. But, I mean, like I said, yours 20 and 21 are like a big deal because 20 is like your actual send off into adulthood and you're fully out of the teens. 21 is like the chaosness to adulthood, but also it's literally you celebrating you completed your first year of adulthood. Like, actually, which is bonkers. Colio, my hair is like everywhere. Oh, that just goes to show that I'm gonna need to. I mean, like I said, pretty soon, regardless, I'm gonna probably fix this because it needs it. Like, just what it does. Like, dear Lord, you're gonna need it 'cause it's bad. Anyway, I'm crazy, y'all. And so, yep. Hey there. I can tell that you're new, so welcome. I'm from the US to answer your question. Yo, let's go 11 likes in the chat. That's crazy. But also, that just goes to show how amazing a good half of everybody is in this chat for doing what you're supposed to. So, big shout out to those of you who have been doing that. I very, very appreciate it. A lot. Yep. Have have you accepted have you accepted Donald Trump as your personal Lord and Savior? Um, well, I'll tell you, I mean, I will say I accepted Jesus, though. How about the president, which would be, like, the opposite of what you're saying? And, politics, I'll just say this, politics is crazy these days. Like, I'm not really, I mean, I'm not too big, huge fan. Because, there's just a bunch of people, I feel like, that just make politics a big fuss, you know? And I'm not the person that likes to be in the drama. AKA, I'm a Libra, for those of you that don't know, zodiac wise. And they'll explain why right there. But, you know, it's good to not feel like that, because then, you actually have a good area where you can think straight on everything, you know? So, um, D1, first of all, how old are you? Because I do have an age limit, but with mods, but um like your true age, not like putting a number out there. Just so that way, because I'm not saying I can't trust you or anything. It's just, it's just for safety regulations. You know? And so, yeah. Let's see here. Have you not seen the great meme shorts? Divine touch heals the soul. Are your parents alive? Yes, my parents are alive. To answer your question. How many sides does a I'm not gonna answer. You must go to the Holy Land of the DC. Go to the Great White House and pray for forgiveness. Oh gosh, this hair, y'all, is crazy. Um, okay, you're 11. D1 17, 18, June 2nd. Okay, yeah. D1, yeah. You're around the right age. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's fine with me because I mean, I will say this. I do say I have an age limit with mods. It's just, for example, something I've done recently is I kind of grouped some are mods. So some people are standard mods, some people are managing, which means you do all options. Standard mods only do like two out of like all options. And so, the when you're in that position where you can do everything, head to toe. And something I do say is something that you need to do is go on to my channel where it said where on my if you go onto my channel and it says post, scroll down until you'll see a post from like a year-ish ago that will say for that will it'll just be a text with a link on it, and it'll say the lines of for all incoming mods on it. Click that because there's a link on there that y'all would put down, and you just put your name down. So, like, for example, put like your name on here so I can track, not track it down, but just helps me, I go, okay, you're this person, so it's kind of a safety thing I started doing actually, because I think another one of my mods gave me that idea, which I actually like doing because it actually kept a lot of everyone organized. And so what you do is you put your name and just answer just a couple simple questions, nothing major, you know. And then let me know when you get done, and then this way, because you know, and just be like, hey, I finished it, which I would rather you do it while we're still in the live, so this way I can track you down a lot, because it's easier to do it during like that, and so yeah, so you just complete that. It's nothing long. It's just a couple quick little things, just as like a heads up, safety policy. And then when you get done, let me know, and then I'll check it off like any other. And then if I see the good, I'll add in, just like any of my other mods I've had in here. And that would help me a lot because, you should see occasional lives where, haters can get active in the chat quick without knowing it. So, um, it's kind of it's not it's a little bit like a survey, but it's just a couple quick questions, which it's actually by Google Forms. I do it under. It's nothing like chaotic. Um, but yeah, Western. That's a cool name. Welcome. But yeah, so I uh, the cool stuff. Okay, cool. D1, just let me know when you're done so that way I can look it over, alright? And so, Elite, welcome. I can tell that you're new. So welcome. And that's a cool name, by the way, as well. Can you please listen to love? Um, I'm pretty new. How do I? Sorry, I'm blind for a second. Um, Elite, what I say with half of the people in my comments is do not for me because I'm taken. Just saying. Because, you know. And the thing is, y'all, you never know if someone's trying to flirt on someone's channel and let's say that person's like twice the age that they are, you know? Or they're 2 times younger than you are, which is stupid, you know, and it's just not, and it's not safe though. I'll just say that. Like, I would never be the person ever to do it because that would just be hideous. Because you don't know who you're messing with. You know, like, I'm thankful I'm taken for good because, you know, because he's actually a year younger than I am, which is good. But yeah, so, but yeah, so, but yeah, taken for granted, bro. You. Hey there. I can tell that you're new. I didn't see your name. Let me butcher it. You have earned a like. Let this resonate with you for your sale. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all, let's go 13 likes in the chat if you haven't already. Okay, I will pull it up here in just a second. I'm just looking through this last comment. Just want to make sure I just didn't miss somebody. Where are okay, go. I'm from the US to answer your question. There. I'm just gonna say you can, just so I don't butcher the first part of your name because it's kind of hard to pronounce. But let me check it real quick, and then I'll add you. And this is gonna actually be perfect because I do need to keep the mods in my chat coming because I really don't mess around when it comes to. Oh, there here. Because I really don't mess around with any person whatsoever. So if someone's flirting, being stupid, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that mods in here, and because some of you witnessed me actually having to kick somebody out here because of their stupidity, and I rather there not be times when it's me doing it, all right? Because y'all that you know I'd rather not play the victim. I'd rather not whatsoever. So give me just a moment while I pull it up real fast. Oh, only 1 more hour until my boyfriend gets off work, and then he's off for 2 days. Which is awesome. I'm just getting it pulled up real quick, so give me just a minute. So that way. Hmm, sorry, I'm pulling up some of this. Texas. To answer your question. Hang on, let me look through this real quick and then I'll accept you. So hang on. Pretty good. Good, it looks like. Okay. Okay. I think you're pretty much in the clear. Alright. Okay. Do you want to just check that and you are good to go? So let me put you. And welcome. Just like that, you're gonna be a big help with some of these people that come in this chat because you never know when someone's gonna pop in here and just start things. You know? So, yes, I'm a girl. I know, some of you guys really need to look at me and think I'm crazy. So, you know. See? Point up. Gives you the proof right there. I don't know why I just do think that. It's because I'm crazy like that. But let me um okay, I just wanna make sure I don't miss anyone else's comment and I'm also checking my comments every couple minutes to make sure that I'm not missing someone's response, but also, you know, it's good to check things, even when you think you did. Um, and so, anywho, um, hang on. Just gonna put something in here real quick. Anyway, that's what's going on there, but yeah. Like, oh wow. Yeah, there's getting it's crazy, but Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Look at this. Yep, it is gonna be due. Like soon. But yeah. Anyway, um, let's go 13 likes in the chat. Um, so actually I'll take my next my medication. Sorry, I was taking my second to last round of my epileptic medication, which is important because, you you know, regardless, it's good to take your own meds when you know you need to, because, I don't want stuff happening. But yeah, and so, night, it's 12. And so, yeah, but we're all just hanging out at the moment. But yeah. Yeah, let's go. 4 people in the chat. Just pretty awesome. 5 just switched. But yeah, we're just hanging out, y'all. So feel free to ask whatever. Just don't be stupid about it, because there's some people that choose to do it, and it's not cool whatsoever. Because y'all, it's just a big waste of time. I'll just say that real quick. The great emu war. Hmm. Interesting. I don't even know about that, but you know, I only know what I can know. So, um, yeah. Anyway, that's just what's going on there. But, um, yeah, but for those of you who are just coming in, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber who's been here before, welcome back. Um, Also, please be sure to hit the notification bell, plus the subscribe button and the like button down below. So, first of all, you can be updated on everything. Because I would hate if somebody missed an update, which I would hate if someone did. Because, who would not want to miss an update? Not me. Not nobody. So, whatsoever, please be sure you guys are subscribing and having your notification bell settings onto all notifications so you get all updates from videos, lives, and more that come your way. And yeah. Um yeah, I would hate if somebody missed all that, you know. So say what? That's crazy. So I rarely even watch the news nowadays because there's just I watch weather parts of it, but not all the news all the time. Because some people, everyone's different when it comes to the news. Like, I kind of used to, but then, when you kind of get older and all that, your brain, the way you're surrounded by things, it's just, you know, it's crazy these days, which, I mean, there's a lot of people that can relate to that, you know? Because this world is crazy enough as it is. And the more someone's like, oh gosh, what are these people doing now? But, you know, that's just what it does happen. Excuse me. But yeah. So Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. There we go. So I was hearing beeping out there. I don't know what's going on there, but you know. Anyway, sorry about that. I was hearing some chaotic beeping, and it's still going. Either from the, my guess, either my parents are watching something with multiple alarm beep sounds, or something others doing it. And it can be multiple things. And you know, does that to a lot of us. But um, yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on there. But yeah, yeah, we're just hanging out, chilling. But yeah, um, so anyway, um, Rama, let's go. Welcome back. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well and all the things. And so, yeah. But y'all, we're just hanging out, relaxing, chilling, and just, you know, all the things. Hmm. Thanks. I mean, Brahma, I'm just doing my normal job. And I'll tell you this, I did have to do only at least one person. I had to block myself, but then luckily our newest mod, D1, was able to get a good couple of people. And so we've been on it pretty well today. And thankfully it hasn't been that bad. Thankfully, so that's a plus. And I rather that continue to be a plus than it just doing it to you, you know? And also just to kind of give you kind of some updates since you've heard from me last. Um AJ's doing good. He gets out of work in like an hour. So he gets out actually almost in like 30 minutes, actually, which is AKA 11 for his and I's time zone. And it's almost 10:30 over here. And so he's got like 30 more minutes. And then the best part is he's off for 2 days. And then he's back at it on Tuesday. And I'm just so, so proud of him, y'all. Like, some of y'all don't know how proud I am actually of him. Because, y'all, he's doing, like, I'll just say this. For a rookie like him who also, it's also his first job ever, like me. I mean, I'm waiting to still start, but I mean, we're both rookies here at working. And so, hang on. Oh, hang on. Okay, give me a second. I mean, oh my god, why the freak? That's six pop up. y'all. And so, okay, where was I before I was seeing the 6-7 nonsense? Anyway, I'm gonna continue what I was saying, and then I'm gonna answer a question I just saw in the chat. Um, and so yeah, because I mean, y'all, for rookies like me and him, and for reference, he works for Walmart, and I am working for a store called as for a thrift store place in my area, and so I'm still waiting for me to know when I'm starting, but it's not a big rush. I have a feeling it's gonna be sometime. I have a feeling I would be likely starting by like June. I feel like because of how far in progress I am at the moment, because it's just been kind of hectic, which is normal, but I'm not really in a hurry though. But I have a feeling I wouldn't be starting until at least June if I predicted a time, an estimate period. I'm pretty sure early June at the latest, like first or second week, I would say at the latest, unless I know from there. But um, yeah. So um, yeah. But I've just been so proud of him though because y'all don't. Let me just say this. Something also about him that even y'all don't realize, but I am proud of for it is knowing that he literally, y'all, he's worked nights. Like, he's worked evening shifts going into night shift, like the beginning part of night shift. And y'all, and I'll just say this, I'm surprised for what he does because y'all, his hours aren't like me where mine, I have like a almost the exact same hours. Like, I like an estimate period of when I work and all that. And his are more like, okay, yours just gonna get thrown out there, you know? And so it's like, okay, here's the days you're working and here's the hours you're working. And y'all, I can never do what he does, honestly. Like, I'll just say this I'll just say this for anyone who works nights for any play, for anywhere. Like, a big shout out to y'all, because like, I can never do what my boyfriend does. Because y'all, I mean, there's some people that are meant for night shifts and meant to be in that life, but with me, I can never. Like, I honestly, if y'all were to ask me that question, I can never do it. Because y'all, imagine that. Even though I stay up in night hours, but mm, I don't know how my brain would function. But with me, I'm literally working morning to afternoon hours, so at least but even kind of the crazy part with him is he goes in when it's daylight and comes out when it's dark. Um, but for example, like there's a good bit of days that he goes in when it's daylight and then comes out when it's pitch black. And it's crazy, y'all. Like I can never do what he does. I really can't. Um, and so, um, yeah, but yeah, like I can never do what he does. And so, um, yeah. And so, um, yeah, but um, it's crazy. And so, and then with me, it's morning shift going in the afternoons, and so it's one of those. But luckily, mine's pretty decentable, especially for someone who's just starting, you know? But y'all, this man works anywhere between at least 4 to 7 hours. At least. Like each workday it's different. Like for example, AJ's worked today from like 7 to um 11, which it's only 25 more minutes until he gets out of work. But and y'all, each day it's different for him. But the best part about it is he gets the next 2 days off, so that's awesome. And then he's back in swing on Tuesday. And I need to look and see on that timeline of that one, but it's impressive, y'all. Like, there's not that many people that can pull off what he does. Like, I can barely even pull off what he does himself. Just impressive. So, and also he's one of the reasons why I still am going. Like, y'all, something I I've done is I've had him send me pics of what he looks like for work on his work days just to give me some kind, just because y'all, I don't know what it is, but seeing him in his work uniform plus what he's wearing with it, it just kind of, y'all, he's just giving me um just the motivation for when I start working, and if I'm having a bad day at work, or if I want to give up on something that has to do with work, or I just want to call it quits for good. I can have I can look back at some of those pics I've saved so far of AJ and go, he's the reason why I'm still going. He's the reason I'm still standing. He's the way the way he works his tail off is the reason why I'm dedicated to this. Not just I'm dedicated to this because I was meant to be here. But y'all, he's kind of like a hero. Like if if y'all ever thought to yourselves, if you had a hero that can be a person, not just in fiction books, but like a person in real life, like your parents or a friend or a neighbor or your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, that you look up to in situations, and they just have been there, and they just have done a lot. And AJ, y'all, is one of them. Like, mainly is that person. Because, especially ever since he started working, like, almost, like, three, I think it's now 3 weeks ago. I'm just thinking about it. Wow, that's crazy. At least 3-ish weeks ago, ever since he started working. And actually, even 3 weeks for me, or four. I think it's three as well, because it's the same time. Wow. Since I found out the news, which is, well, that I got myself my job that I'm now will be working pretty soon. And it's just incredible, y'all. You know? And so, um, yeah, but he's just like, if there, like I said, if I if I just select who my hero would be, it's AJ. Because he's just done all of it and done the craziest impossible that a lot of people could never do. Like, y'all, there's some people out there that they're like me, where I can never do what he does. I can never work nights like that. Like, y'all, it takes certain people just to do that, you know? Anyway, let me look in my chat and see what's been happening since I have been talking for a good few minutes. Let's see. Okay, it's right here. Ruby, let's see what you said. Hey, I'm trying to be able to stream, but I don't have 50 subscribers yet. So if I sub, can you please sub back? Yes, Ruby, I can totally do that back to you. Welcome back, D1. Pretty welcome. I'm pretty sure you're new. So welcome. Sunset, would you rather be the funniest or the smartest in the room? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that's a hard question there. Um, oh gosh. Would I be the funniest or the smartest in the room? Probably funniest in the room. I'll say that because, I mean, I'm a good smart, but, you know, if you're smart, then you would be kind of a crazy one, you know? And so I would just say funniest in the room because I'm technically already funny as I am. For some that are new to me. Um, Lyric, welcome. How are you doing? Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm doing good. What about you? There, Hannah. I could see that your name's on there. But hopefully you're doing well. Uh, used to be, yeah. Let's see. Okay, how do I say the name of that butcher again? Carpenter, welcome. I'll say it that way because I don't want to try to butcher anyone's name. Welcome. I can tell that you're new here. And hopefully you're doing well. Just like anyone else in this chat is doing well. But yeah, only 18 more minutes until my boyfriend gets off work. Which is awesome. Of course. But yeah, like y'all, I can never do what my boyfriend does though. Cause I mean, y'all, it takes certain people just to work nights like that. You know? But y'all, even as a rookie, I'm impressed too, cause y'all, actually I can show you guys I can show you guys a little bit of AJ a little bit. Like work wise in here. So you guys kinda get an idea. Thanks. So I'll show you guys a few pics actually. So here's today's pic. Y'all look how hot he is. I can't even. And then this was yesterday. Then day before that. And then before that. And then another one which was also this I think day before as well. Then yeah, let me see if I missed any others real quick. This was like his, I think, first actual, I think, work day, I think, pick that I know of, which was, y'all seen that one though, but for some are new people that are here. And then this was on his off day, like his first off day after orientation day. This is actually when he got his name tag, which is pretty cool. And then this was orientation day. So like when he went in for like the full training and all that. But y'all look at how freaking hot he is. I can't. But it's crazy. It's literally crazy to believe. That's my boyfriend there. Laser. I'm gonna call you that because it's easy to read. To answer that. Those are just some of the pics that I've saved from his work days so far. Y'all can see why. I mean, he's been nothing but amazing to me. And even just y'all like I feel like just me looking at these pics of him from his like starting point to where he's at right now within these past like 3 weeks. Y'all can see why I'm saying that because y'all, it's good to have something to look at when you're feeling down or you want to give up and you just don't know how to motivate yourself or you don't know what to do with yourself. But sometimes looking back on certain memories or if certain people have motivated you a lot in your life, that's also one way you can look at it too. Like, y'all, my boyfriend, AJ, is literally my motivation every day, ever since he started working. And y'all, he's a rookie at working in the work field, aka a beginner. Like myself. I call him I'm saying rookie, but we're putting as a country term right here. And so, um, but he's just been truly amazing, I'll just say that. And I feel proud. I literally feel literally like the proudest girlfriend in the world to call him mine. And y'all, it still feels crazy to me that I'm literally dating probably the hottest employee in that building. It literally does. Like, it feels so crazy. But also with AJ, he should be thinking this too, because he's dating the hottest thrift store employee in the building. That's there. But, yeah. And yes, you guys, for those of you that are new, for jobs and all that, I am a soon to be thrift store employee pretty soon. If I get all the paperwork back soon. Which that process takes it takes a little bit, but I'm not in a big hurry. I'm not rushing the time of day. You know, I'm just enjoying these last moments before work life happens. And even though I'm working like 2 days a week and all the things, um, and I'm off for at least 5 days out of that full week. But if I didn't count, um, Sunday, when that's like when the store's like fully closed, I would be saying 4 days a week. But I'd still count it because it's still a day of the week. But um, yeah. So let's go 11 more minutes until he gets home. But yeah. Let me get a little charger. Like, just so my phone doesn't die on me. There we go. But yeah. And so, anyway, um, that's just what's going on there. But yeah, it's crazy. And so, um, yeah, it's pretty wild and all that. And so, um, yeah. It's so wild. I can't believe it that y'all. Oh, you know what, y'all? You know what? I'll show you guys this. as well. So earlier, I was experimenting with one of my work outfits, but also kind of getting ideas in my head a little bit. And yo, look at this. Ugh. Yo, so literally, this is me wearing a Terran Sky V-neck black shirt I got from Walmart, and then these Terran Sky flare pants, flare jeans, which are like the light blue wash kind of jeans. And y'all, I don't know what it is about this kind of light blue jean, but I'm obsessed with these. Like these are like the newest pairs of jeans I have, and I love them. And y'all, is it just me? Is it just me? Or do I look like I feel like I look like two different things. One, I feel like I look like if y'all were to look at me probably back in my high school days, I look like a dang high schooler but in my 20s, but also I look like a freaking adult at the same time. And y'all, I even added a necklace in here for funsies, just to really show it. But, like, look at that. It's legitimately crazy. But, thanks. Brahma, I'm only 5'3". I'm actually pretty short. It's just from how I was standing at that time and all that. But y'all, I can't even get over that. I'm like, ugh, this is so crazy. And y'all, I actually sent him, my boyfriend, this pic too. And also one of my friends this pic too, because I was telling her about it as well. But yeah. Because y'all, I will say this too. Y'all, anytime when any person, honestly, wears either black with jeans or white, like it can be a black shirt with normal with any blue jean or a white shirt of any kind with jeans as well. I don't know what it is with those two combos, like especially black, especially. I don't know what it is, but it just makes it actually just in my head, it literally just makes me literally stand out in like the best way. But it makes anyone look so good. Like you look like a whole different person when you wear that. Like y'all in that photo could have thought I was at least 23 in that and not 20. Cause in that photo I looked like I was at least a couple years older than I am right now, which is bonkers. But but you also could have looked at me at that point and think of like maybe maybe 16, 17, or even 18-year old me as well. Because I mean, y'all, certain styles even really compliment your age really well. Excuse me. Only 6 more minutes until my boyfriend gets off work, which I cannot believe, which is crazy. And so, um, yeah. And yeah, for anyone who's new here, yeah, my height is only 5'3". So y'all can be surprised by that and think all that. But which I'm what I would classify myself as a mid shorty, meaning I'm not too tall, but I'm also not too short either. I'm literally right in the center. Cause y'all, if I had to describe a certain um like if I had to describe any area of height that of what my definition of short looks like, it's anywhere between maybe four, like maybe within like 4 foot to like somewhere in the 4 foot range to like 5'2" or 5'1", you know. But then like mid shorty to me is like 5'3" to 5'5" or 5'7", you know. And so, um, and because yo, and even 5'3" is like that. It's like that good short height, even though you're short. But I call myself a mid shorty for that reason, because y'all can look at me and think I'm not too. That I'm like I seem tall, but in reality, I'm just a little short than you think I am. But it's that good medium, that good short height to be, because you aren't like short, but you're not so tall either. It's even that good hue, where especially with, um, for example, me dating my partner, it's good because then you're the perfect short to feel protected by. Because if someone acts out at me, I ain't messing around one bit. But also, when I'm around my partner and all that, and I'm having to deal with crazy crap or something with him around me, mm, I can literally feel protected right there. Because, you know, that's just what we do. But, um, yeah. And actually, I will say this, y'all. When I was in high school, so it was my junior year and senior year of high school, for homecoming, I would literally wear, like, I would wear long dresses because, yeah, there was once, but it was for a whole different event where I was wearing a short dress. And y'all, the thing is, I feel like us short women that wear shorter dresses as a shorty, just I feel like it just makes us look shorter than what we are. But also, y'all, me, for example, at least for me at least, um, but for example, if I'm like, I literally would wear just the normal long dress up to my feet, and y'all, I actually loved me wearing long dresses because it didn't make me look not nearly as short as I was, but also short enough where it wouldn't make me look that crazy, you know. But um, Batman, to answer your question, I'm from the U.S. To answer your question, but like for example, I can show you why I say that. Like, oh shoot, I was trying to show you guys. Hang on. Give me just a second. I'm gonna pull the pic to show you a demonstrative idea of what I'm talking about. So hang on. Let me pull up a photo of me just to show you why I'm saying that. And you can see my proof here in a second. Just to show you why I say that. So I'm just pulling up. Hang on. Oh, 1 minute. Oh, and just like that, my boyfriend's off of work now for a couple days. Which I'll text him in a little bit and see how work went with him and all that. But here you go. Let's see. Let's see. Just want to make sure I didn't. Oh, it's right here. See, this is you can see some of it in this one, but I'll show you another picture demonstration of it too. But you can see why, because I don't look as short as I do when I wear it. And also, it's the fact I'm wearing heels in this too, but also, it just pops up my capability right there. And then I'm gonna pull up another one up here just to show you a full deal right there. But here we go. This is here's an example. This is what I mean by all that. Like, for example, this was me at prom, by the way. But like I said, that's why, for example, me wearing a longer dress like I did in this photo says it all right there. Because A, it doesn't make me look that short, but also it doesn't make me look like I'm a giant at all. But it makes me actually look like I'm actually, you know, and it actually makes me stand out really good. And for those of you that are wanting to know kind of where this photo is from, this was from my senior prom, which was about 2 years ago, y'all, which is bonkers to think that it was literally 2 years ago. Like, how has time flown like that at this point? And so, well, that's cool. But yeah, let's go 17 likes in the chat. But yeah, that's what I look like right up there. But yeah, and yeah, for some of you that are new here, my boyfriend and I met in high school, and I'm forever thankful for him. But yeah, so anyway, I've been on here for a good hour, but um I'll hear in just a minute and I'll get off here in a minute though, but yeah, I mean, like I said in that photo, that's what I mean by shorty. But anyway, a big shout out for those of you who've hopped on today. Like, I I'm actually pretty impressed with how a lot of everyone did. Like, I feel like overall tonight went really well. It wasn't too chaotic. It was right in that medium, which is always good to have for any live stream, honestly. Cause at the end of the day, let me just say this, y'all. At the end of the day, I would want a day on here streaming where it's that perfect medium where okay, maybe one or two little hiccups happening, but other than that, everyone's straight on. Like straight on point. Oh, and Bravo, I did just realize I did see your one question way earlier as well. Um, and to answer that, my plans for Memorial Day weekend are tomorrow at church. So tomorrow after church tomorrow, um, well actually it's at church, but tomorrow from like 12:30 to 3 tomorrow, my church is having a church-wide picnic. And I actually have been debating all day if I was gonna go to it, but I was gonna just stay back. Because tomorrow I'm also having to work with um pre-K tomorrow, because y'all, one of the things about me is I've done kids ministry for 10 years now. And y'all, I get exhausted from doing it, but I love what I do. And um, so I will say this, tomorrow's gonna be busy. Like, I'm gonna be exhausted. I already feel it. I know it. All bad and all that. And so, um, yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got planned. And then Monday is just, I think, a chill day, as of all I know of at the moment, at least. At least just a chill, decent day. But, um, yeah. So, anyway, that's just what's going on there. But yes, a big shout out to those of you who came in here and just did it all. And a big shout out to my mods who came in here, aka D1, you're even our newest mod as well. And then also for Rama coming in, doing what he does, and y'all. And just, I'll just say this, a big shout out to my mods just in general. Because they have done, y'all do so much than y'all think you do. But y'all are really a big help a lot because, I don't want there to ever be a moment where it's just me doing everything at once. And I mean, like I said, and let me just say this, I'm thankful I had to pitch in once, but this was way before the mods were in here. And so it was a lot easier. And so, and plus y'all helped me out to where the only thing that because y'all, with mods, I'd rather them take over the chaos than me, because my job should only be is to chat with you guys, answer questions, and all the things, and have fun, and not have to deal with one or two people being a fool of themselves and kind of doing it to themselves in probably the dumbest way possible. And so, yeah, but also a big shout out to everyone who came in tonight as well. So, yeah. So I'm about to get off for the night, and I will be the next day. I will next be on here. Um, is actually, if I'm thinking now, me thinking about it, actually, the next day that I will be on here is Monday. I just went over it. It's just so funny. So I'll see you guys at some point Monday. So.